Hello and welcome to BrightIAM. I'm Lucy Black and I'm joined here today by two fabulous ambassadors of a wonderful charity. We've got Andrew Barton and Josh Braid. So nice to have you here today, chaps.
Very nice to be here. Thank you.
It's so lovely. So the reason we're doing these podcasts is to tell the story of Kidscape Kilimanjaro. And this story would not have happened without you two. So introductions first. Let's get our personal affairs in order. Josh, you are an ambassador of Kidscape. You are a new ambassador of Kidscape, but you did a really big challenge to Antarctica last year before now.
Yeah, it came back in 2024, yeah.
And how much did you raise on that?
We managed to raise just over £50,000, so...
£50,000. Okay, so
fantastic.
it's incredible. It's incredible. And you also supported Rocking Horse Children's Charity, didn't you?
That's right, yeah. No, that was fantastic, so...
Yeah, Josh, you honestly, you've blown everyone away and you've done amazing things for the charity.
Thank you.
We're delighted to have him on board. And then we have the wonderful Andrew Barton, celebrity hairdresser to the stars. Andrew, how did you get involved with Kidscape as an ambassador, first of all?
I got involved with Kidscape because I just had a really personal connection to bullying. I was badly bullied as a child, and most of my childhood was robbed from me from bullies. You know, I spent kind of my childhood hiding. So later in life, when I considered charities that I wanted to work with, it was always around what meaning did it have to me personally.
Yeah.
So I'm delighted to make noise about Kidscape.
Good.
And the incredible work that they do to support young people that are being bullied.
That's amazing. And how long have you been an ambassador for Kidscape?
I've been ambassador for probably about 10, 15 years.
Come on, Andrew.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
It's kind of, at the time I was an ambassador for Specsavers.
Okay.
And Specsavers, it was their official charity for a while.
Yes.
So that's how I initially got involved.
Okay.
Because I'm a Specsavers wearer as well. So.
Oh, he does it all.
Yes.
Are you going to have your Specsavers on in the mountain?
I think I'm going to need sun shields, aren't I?
Oh, yeah.
At some
Sunglasses,
point.
yeah.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
Okay, we see. We're looking to you, Josh, because you're the explorer at Antarctic.
And probably windscreen wipers. I understand
probably,
there's gonna be
but-
quite a lot of rain while
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
in Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, I think it will probably be, but I don't know either, so I think we're both in it together, so...
From talking to the chaps, and actually the listeners have heard, you're going to be going through all different kinds of weather conditions. You're
Yeah.
going to be hot, you're going to be cold, it's going to be wet, it's going to be rocky.
Oh.
It's all coming, but it's all for a good cause.
And that's the only bit that scares me is about being wet, because I'm fine being dry and cold. I love sunshine and heat. So, but the wet kind of...
The wet does seep in, but I think actually, as long as you've got the right kit, that will be the difference. And also, at the end of the day, you do get back into your sleeping bag. As long as your sleeping bag's not wet, you're okay.
Okay. Well, my husband's coming with us as well, as you know. I joined him up to kind of the cause and kind of, but he's already warned me. No moaning, no gripes about rain or wet. Just get on with it, dig deep and do it.
Oh, so the captain's going to keep you in order with that then, you think?
Yeah, well, it's Yorkshireman and a Scouser as well together. So kind of, we're going to have to, and working class. So I think we're just going to have to kind of dig deep and get through it.
I love it. And I think it's going to be that mix of all different people on their own journeys and actually everyone battling that back-to-back walking day on day.
Yeah.
It's a challenge adventure. You know, this isn't a sunny holiday, is it? Or a social get-together. There's going to be moments of test and challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I've done 12, 15 marathons, so for charities.
Right.
Piece of cake, then.
Well, it's in my legs.
Exactly.
But you're like a ultra athlete as well. I mean, kind of the stuff that you do is incredible.
But I think actually the incredible thing about any expedition, anything, and why I actually quite like it is almost as a more of a mental battle. And I actually feel that helps to get you through it. So, you know, obviously you need your fitness. If fitness is 20%, it's 80% mental. I actually feel like it's that important. And I think also the bonding and already the laughs we've had just on the team walk at the weekend, everything, the energy is so positive. And I think that positive energy mixed with Tanzanians on the mountain is gonna be absolutely fire it's going to be. Give us so much power.
And at least I can go back to my tent at night and have a cuddle with my husband as well, because he's coming with us.
Home comforts. And it's that camaraderie of this trip. And I know that at the Andrew Barton Uncharted Summits events that we had in London in September, something that was really key, I think, to all of our attendees and people who came and supported on the night was that authentic, real connection between everyone. The connection to the cause, connecting to each other, that camaraderie, that everyone's in it together and we want to do this. It's lovely. So just getting back to my little list of questions, because I do love a list, I just wanted to explain to people who are listening how we all met and how you have found yourself on this start of an incredible adventure. I feel like we've already climbed a mountain or something, and it isn't even 2026 yet. So, Josh, I met you through Rocking Horse initially, through my charity work, and I'd come up with this idea to do a big trek to Kilimanjaro for Kidscape, who I was working with then. And I thought, I know a really, really fit man who might be up for doing that. And I reached out to you first of all. And you've been to Tanzania before. Do you want to just explain your history with Tanzania for us?
Yeah, so I went actually at the end of school on my kind of sort of gap year between school and university. I went there for 6 months. I spent time working actually with the Archbishop of Tanzania and working with some missionaries over there, building a workshop that made very quirky photo albums out of elephant dung.
Oh,
which sounds interesting, doesn't it? But actually, what they were doing is turning it into basically sort of a gift shop, and these disabled Tanzanians who would never normally have a job, we were able to create gifts, and then we were able to sell those to the tourists. And they've been able to create something called Nina Crafts, which is evolved into something really, really big. And it was a fantastic experience. But I got to kind of witness so many elements of Tanzania, and the warmth that the Tanzanians gave us was just incredible. And I think it was a real reality check to see certain things that we take for granted over here that over there would be gold dust. And and I think seeing their happiness has always given me kind of a backbone of when I'm in a rough time or having a bit of a hard time, it's never as bad as what they've got it over there.
Right.
And do you know what? It was an amazing time. And I left Tanzania very close to climbing Kilimanjaro, and I was really keen to do it. And unfortunately, the timing and funds just didn't work out at the right time.
So you were so close.
And I was so close to doing
Right.
it. I was going to do it at the end of my 6-month stay there. And it just didn't work out. And I thought, well, one day I'll definitely go back. And as soon as you said Kilimanjaro, I was sold. I've been desperate to do it for a long time.
Okay.
But I always thought, maybe I'll leave it until the kids were a bit older. But
you'll have to do.
I'll have to do it again anyway.
Or whatever it's called.
Exactly.
There's plenty of hills and mountains to climb.
Exactly. So it's unfinished business. So as soon as you said about this Kilimanjaro trip, I was 100% in.
Well, I think there'll definitely be other adventures for us as a group as well, because of the support team, the Uncharted Summits that we're doing this with. The boys there have just been absolutely incredible in terms of
definitely.
leading us, holding our hand completely.
Yep.
The detail, the information, kind of the companionship already between us is amazing.
Yeah, and they are the proper outfit because they're doing it for the right reasons and they genuinely care. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was delighted when you showed a little bit of interest of leading, getting involved in this climb of a lifetime. And then it was the next week that I went up to London to support Olga Thompson's book launch.
Which was at my salon.
Which was at your salon up there. And I went waltzing in, all Kidscape. And everyone was like, Kidscape are here, giving it the big eye. I had my glass of fizz for cool, what a beautiful space. Little did I know I'd be running an event there a few months later. And met you and Olga for the first time. And I think I said something along the lines of, you're nice, Andrew. You'd look good on Kilimanjaro. And you being you, because you have got a heart of gold, Andrew, and you are open to ideas and inspiration. You actually thought, well, maybe I will do this for myself and for the charity. And you and Phil, your husband, we call him the captain, lovely man, jumped on that Zoom call. And by the end of it, I think he agreed. I think he signed you off.
I think on the night of that event, you were plying me with drink, I think.
I think I gave you a few.
And you made a suggestion that you were pulling 40 volunteers together for Kilimanjaro. And as an ambassador, I surely had a responsibility to come along as well.
Was there a bit of a guilt trip?
I think there was a little bit of that, Lucy. I got home that night after having too much to drink, got into bed, and my husband said, "You stink of alcohol." And I went, "It's all right, mate. You're climbing Kilimanjaro."
I love that. I love that.
And I thought, because I always like a project,
Yeah.
you know, it's usually marathons. This is completely kind of different to me. And I was using my husband as a get-out clause because I'd said that the only way I would do such an adventure is if Phil came with me as well.
Yes, I remember you saying this.
And I thought, he's too busy, you know, he's the CEO of an airline and kind of really busy, full-on executive work. And I thought he'd said, there's no way he can go away for a week to kind of do that. And he just went, yeah, I'm in. So there was no get-out clause. Brilliant. That was it. We were signed up.
And actually, how beautiful that it's not something that you've done before, and it's actually something you can share with your lovely husband, because you two are lovely together. So it really is an experience, a trip, a challenge of a lifetime that can be shared together.
Yeah.
And it's magical. You know, we've had, I know people listening to this podcast have heard from the Uncharted Summit boys. It is... You don't come down the same person from that mountain. Like, it is a physical challenge, you know more with everything you've achieved, Josh. But you summit, you know, you're reaching that summit. It's the grit, it's the day after day, the beautiful scenery, the life-changing conversations. You're going to come down lighter and you'll have that shared experience together, which is so nice.
I can feel tears
I know.
up.
Like, I do. Like, seriously, I can feel this for you guys. Oh, Andrew.
It's going to be fantastic.
I'm going to move on before we make you cry. Yeah. Ambassadors of Kidscape. So, Andrew, you have spoken that you, and obviously I've heard a few different times, and we've had some lovely deep conversations about your own experiences of bullying. You've been an ambassador of Kidscape for over 10 years. What does bullying mean to you, and what would you like to see change in the world of bullying?
The one thing that, as I became an adult, I was determined. There was just this inner kind of passion and determination that I would not let bullying define me. Okay. But to do that, I had to understand more of why I'd been bullied and how I'd reacted as well. And the interesting point for me around bullying was I'd spent my childhood hiding from the bullies, being quiet, being withdrawn, being small, hiding. And then I found my vocation, which my vocation has defined me. So I became an apprentice hairdresser. I found the hairdressing salon. And in that space, it became a safe place.
Okay.
It became somewhere I could be creative. I could be me. And slowly, I no longer had to hide anymore. In fact, I could bloom and blossom and grow. And I got big, do you know what I mean? And I got noisy, and I no longer had to be quiet. So kind of my vocation absolutely helped me to not be defined by being bullied.
Okay.
And I guess it's that life experience that has made me want to share that story with others and hopefully inspire and kind of inform people that their life doesn't have to be destroyed or defined by the bullies.
So the bullies used to make you feel like you needed to be small, that you needed to be closed down and quiet. But through hairdressing and joining that world, it slowly unfolded and opened up.
I found my tribe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was...
So it's beautiful. Finding your place in the world.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And what about yourself, Josh? So I know that you've had some experiences of bullying yourself. I don't want to put anyone in a situation where they feel uncomfortable talking about anything you don't want to hear. But when you were young, were you bullied as a child?
Yeah, I was. I was bullied as a 13, 14-year-old, and I went from probably being someone that was very confident, possibly a little bit too cocky, but like, you know, really sort of life at sort of full volume, to this, you know, like Andrew said, you know, it became, you know, trying to hide and trying to navigate school and trying to find those, you know, dark places to sort of literally hide in, and it basically took away my kind of personality to some extent.
Okay.
And you know, I feel like now I can talk about it, it'll probably get me going, emotionally and stuff, but which it hasn't for a while, because I've started talking about it, and that's been the healing process.
Sure.
And I think in a way, my expedition to South Pole and raising that money was putting myself out there and talking about it. And that kind of has started the healing process. And I think actually I've buried it for so many years. But the bullying was unfortunately physical. There wasn't probably a day that went past that I didn't cry, and that was kind of the breaking point. I'd be sort of beaten until I cried, and I think, I planned to run away from school, but actually never did it. I had really loving parents, and that's one thing that I was very lucky at. But it was a sort of a weekly boarding school, and it was 24/7. Even trying to go to sleep. I remember things happening to me when I was asleep, and horrible things which I don't wish on anyone. And I probably didn't realise until I was older and married and settled how much of an impact those kind of couple of years had on me.
It's a long time, a couple of years,
yeah.
Josh, to be dealing with that kind of thing and the thoughts and the fear of it.
No, definitely. And I think it's one of those things that everyone has actually a story. Once I've started talking and opening up about it, everyone's got a bit of a story to tell, whether it's, someone they knew or whether they were. And I had... What's been quite special about my sort of journey in the last couple of years is opening up, talking to people about my story has led them to talk to me about their story.
Right.
And actually, I've definitely tried to make the focus on doing adventures and try and sort of inspire kids. But actually, it's interesting how much, adults our age or older, younger, have all come to me and said, actually, that's so amazing to hear it from you, and I had this sort of experience. And I think if we as older, grown up, people adults aren't able to talk about it, openly, then we're not going to heal from it. And and I feel like there's a bit of a healing process that needs to happen.
Yes.
I think we're a lot more aware nowadays than we were previously.
But it's interesting that, because adults are so responsible, have so much responsibility about how they communicate and the type of things that they say, particularly to their children. So my bullying started as a 5-6-year-old boy. It started as young as that. Wow. And it started, I was adopted as a child.
Right.
And the kids at school bullied me because their parents had communicated to their kids, that's not Andrew's mum and dad.
Oh.
And that's how bullying started for me. I was bullied, that's not your mum, that's not your dad.
Wow.
And then, growing up in a very northern working class kind of village, I was bullied for the colour of my skin.
Right.
Do you mean I was called all those horrendous names because I was the darkest skinned person in the village? I mean, the only other family that had a different skin tone were the Chinese family who had the Chinese takeaway.
Right.
But I was kind of called all these names. So I think adults and parents have got a responsibility in terms of kind of what they actually say to their children.
What are they talking about?
What are they
with their
talking about
children?
at home?
How are they highlighting issues, and actually how are they talking about their own vulnerabilities and their own trauma from their youth?
Yeah.
And something with a challenge adventure like Kilimanjaro, Kidscape Kilimanjaro, and obviously your wonderful trek to Antarctica, I look at you, Josh, and I see this big, handsome hunk of a man. Like,
So do I.
And he's lovely, Andrew. Oh, he's so lovely, our Josh. But I do, and it's actually very... Are you getting
He's blushing.
It's actually
Never
really
been referred
hard.
to as that.
It's hard, actually, to think, how could a man like you be bullied? Like, you're this fantastic, strong guy. You've got your own beautiful family. I've met your lovely wife. You got a lovely professional job. You take on Antarctica. But actually, we've all been through these different journeys and these different touch points in our life. And I think it's really important that key people like yourself and you, Andrew, with all your following and your history, you speak up about your experiences, because where you were doesn't always mean that's where you have to stay. And I think that the spreading of awareness is just as important as the funds we're raising for Kidscape with this trip.
You're absolutely right, Lucy. And, I think anybody listening to this podcast, this media broadcast, bullying's not just about children and young people either. You know,
Yes.
I've been bullied in the professional world as well.
Absolutely.
In the corporate world, I've been bullied, and I've experienced that as well. And that's usually been through somebody else's inadequacies. But that can be equally as painful and equally as a barrier of how do you get past this,
Yes.
especially in a professional environment,
Yes.
where you still have got to have that professional etiquette and behaviour.
Yeah, and in relationships, we've touched on this, I think, with the Uncharted Summits team, that there's actually bullying is something that can happen from a very young age to a very old age. I think old people in old people's homes. It can happen in the workplace, and let's face it, bullying happens as an abuse in relationships as well. It's something that has touched everyone's lives. Perhaps somebody's got their children who are now being bullied. You know, it's a real universal thing, and it seems to me that in the 40 years of Kidscape, being Kidscape and helping young people and families dealing with bullying, what's changed with bullying? I mean, we've got cyberbullying now, so children who go home, they've got their phones in their hands, they've got their bullies in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And what is it we want to do about bullying? Like, we need to give it airtime. We need to talk about it. We need to point it out and have hard conversations, because it can't just be accepted. Oh, it's just bullying. Well, guys, you're living proof that it's not just bullying, is it?
No.
And we need to make a stand.
Yeah.
And that's why you're the ambassadors. Stand united against bullying.
Yes.
Go on, the ambassadors. So, Kidscape Kilimanjaro, we know how you got involved. The climb of a lifetime, what does it mean to you? So that's on my list. So personally, this actual adventure to Kilimanjaro, obviously, Josh, maybe we start with you. You've been to Tanzania before. This is your first time climbing Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
On a personal note to you, what does this trip mean? What do you feel like you want to take away from it? What do you want to achieve?
I think what I really liked about your amazing plan of putting this together was being able to share this experience with so many other people.
Right.
And I think for me, it was, you know, it's amazing. You know, when I've climbed various mountains, I've done it with some friends, people I've not known, and they've become friends by the end of it. But I think what is super special about this is the mountain's an incredible mountain from what I've been told. I know what an incredible place Africa is and how raw and rich in colour it is. And I think all this sort of energy mixed with, you know, 30, 40 people that are, you know, it is, like you said, it's going to be our tribe going to the top of the roof of Africa. And I think for me, it's about bringing people in on that adventure and that energy, and then the ripple effects. And I think probably as ambassadors, what we really want is that ripple effect to sort of be, you know, passed on to other people to also be their own ambassadors to children, to old or young. And I think for me, it's about the community, our tribe, taking them up the mountain, and I'm really excited about it. Already, we've had such a laugh already, and so much fun doing a few things together. To be spending, you know, over a week together, I mean, it's just going to be one fantastic, you know, laughing all the time and rich in energy, and you know, even when we do have a few, you know, there'll be blisters and then you'll be cold and wet at times.
Yes,
the energy and the people will just support each other. And I know what it's gonna. I kind of can already imagine feel that vibe and feel that energy. And I think, you know, that's what we really want here, is for then kids to see that, for whether it's, like you say, you know, complete spectrum of people that are being bullied or have been through it, to see this positive energy, and, you know, hopefully we can really make a difference. And, you know, those ripple effects will go on beyond Kilimanjaro, and, you know, where's the next mountain, what's the next adventure. So absolutely, for me, that it's all about shared purpose,
shared experience, and sharing that impact wide.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, 100%.
And what about yourself, Andrew? What does it mean to you, this climb?
Oh, I mean, the emotions are all over the place. I mean, one thing is kind of no wine for a week.
Yeah,
I mean, because I have a glass of wine with dinner every night.
I know, this is the thing. Like, there's no alcohol on the mountain.
No,
they check your bags and everything.
Yeah, I could shower 2 or 3 times a day, so kind of no showers. Kind of all that toilet paraphernalia, kind of carrying a backpack 7 or 8 hours a day.
Yep.
Do you mean? Oh, so there's just so many things. And I've roped in kind of a number of my friends as well, particularly in the hairdressing community, that are coming with us. Josh is beating me because he's signed up 10 people now as well.
It's like a competition
But
now
I'm
with
taking
you
the
guys.
challenge.
You're going to take the challenge.
Yeah, exactly. But I think, beyond all of the amazing stuff that Josh has just explained, all of those kind of connections with other people, the connection to the charity will keep us going the whole time. I know that. And I know there's going to be a lot of emotion around that because I'll be reliving some of those horrific things that happened to me as a child.
Yes.
I tried to take my own life a few times, which just even thinking about how devastating that would have been for my parents and my grandparents.
But it just breaks my heart hearing this because you were a child. You were both children. You were young people, okay? No life experience, and you're having this abuse. Imagine what life would have been like without that.
Yeah.
How much further forward would you have been without all those people pulling you back?
And I think that is what will be the driver for me to get through kind of the tough bits of the mountain when 100%. They happen.
Yes.
So, in very simple answer, I'm nearly 60 and I'm just seeing this as just an incredible personal adventure beyond the charity, beyond the people, beyond it's something for me to take on as a challenge as a 60-year-old man. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, I just love it. I love it. And actually, we will be doing a documentary, as you guys know. We'll be doing filming on the mountain, filming before, filming afterwards, and telling this story.
Yeah.
And I think that there will be moments of highs, apparently, but high crying. You're so pleased. You've reached that summit. You've got to that part. Everyone's crying and hugging, dancing when you come down to the bottom gate.
Absolutely.
We've all put a wager on who's going to be the best dancer. My money's on you, Andrew. Yes. I think we thought maybe Rosie's going to be a dark horse.
Yeah, she
might bring out the moves.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So Rosie gets the badge, doesn't she, as being our oldest person that's travelling with us.
But also, on paper, the fittest.
Fittest on paper, really? Is she okay?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She is.
But that's a perfect example of how people have got involved. I cut Rosie's hair in Aberdeen. I sat in it. She was sat in my chair. I was telling her about it. She went, "I'm in, Barty. I'm in." And kind of,
She's brilliant. And this collection of incredible people, all with their own stories, but actually all on board to grow and to take on this challenge of a lifetime together.
Yeah. I must say, though, as well, the end of it for me is we have but 4 days on the beach in Zanzibar, so that will definitely probably be pushing me.
That'd be amazing.
Good, and I think you're going to need it. I think actually the reflection time afterwards. Josh, you're doing something a little bit different before. Do you want to just give us a quick outline of what's happening before you get to Kilimanjaro?
Well, I'm doing the beach first. That is probably the best way to describe it. No,
not in the way that I'm going to do it.
No, that's not how I do the beach either.
So I think, I think what I really wanted, Kilimanjaro was really exciting, and I was thinking, what can I do to give it a little bit of a quirk or something extra? And I didn't really fancy it. A friend had climbed Kilimanjaro with a fridge on his back, believe it or not, a year or two ago. I didn't really fancy carrying anything else or pulling anything like, pulling the rocking horse. By the time I got to the South Pole, I literally wanted it out of sight, really, to be honest. So this time I was thinking, how can I see as much of Tanzania as quickly as I can and do something a little bit more challenging? Dare I say challenging? It's already challenging Kilimanjaro, but this is going to be probably sort of killing me before, and you're going to have to carry me up.
Do you know what, Josh? It's next level, but I would expect nothing less of you.
Well, so basically the idea is to effectively go from sea to summit and, in essence, do a triathlon up Kilimanjaro. And
am I right in saying we can call it an Ironman?
Yeah, so we've actually extended the swim because I thought it'd be a bit of a shame that there's a group of us, 3 of us are going to do it, and the boys were not massively keen on doing a very long swim, but I've just moved it on from being a 2-kilometre swim to a 3.8-kilometre swim,
like you do.
Which is
in shark-infested waters.
Yeah, I'm told they're not too bad. They don't bite too bad. They're not too big.
They don't bite too bad. They just have a nibble at your toes, Andrew.
Oh well, don't need those anyway to climb Kili. So yeah, we'll do a 3.8-kilometre swim, which is an Ironman distance swim. We will then get on the bike, and then we're going to cycle to from sea level up to the gate, which is 2,000 meters. It's going to take us a couple of days. It's going to take probably 3 days, doing about 150 kilometers on average cycle.
Wow.
And the idea is, let's hope as much of the road is tarmacked, because that's gonna be a killer if not. And yeah, we're basically going to be cycling through the sort of northern part of Tanzania. Hopefully we won't come across too many deadly animals. Hopefully there won't be any. I don't think there are any lions. There might be the odd gazelle. Let's just hope they're not being chased by a cheetah or something.
Oh my goodness! See, these are like extra things to consider, of course.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of escape from all the deadliest animals probably in theory, because I think there's potentially jellyfish and sharks in the water. Although where we're swimming is relatively safe, we are told. But I'm not taking that for granted. And then do the cycle, and then by the time we get to the gate, hook up with the rest of the team, and we're going to be stumbling our way to hopefully the summit. But I think you guys will the great thing is, what I'm really looking forward to is, we will be absolutely drained and exhausted from that. But the kind of, it's almost like a second booster. And when you guys, you'll come with so much energy. You guys will be skipping, we'll be crawling by that point. And I think it will it's just a way of basically taking the Kidscape flag from the sea of Indian Ocean to the top of Kili is something really cool. And
do you know what? It's incredible.
Yeah, so
it's
really
incredible.
excited for it. So
and actually, the chaps you're doing this Sea to Summit with, Ollie and Sam, isn't it? Like you,
Fit as fuck.
Andrew
All
says
three of
it.
them.
He said exactly how it is. So it's probably quite a good job that we're going to tire you fitties right out.
I don't know about that. We're going to be so exhausted by the end.
Wow.
But I'm so excited. I think it's also a bit of altitude training, because we'll go from 0 meters to 2,000 meters by the time we hook up with everybody.
Okay.
And so obviously the top of Kilimanjaro is over 5,500 meters, so it is a real trek from that sea level to the top.
Yes.
And it's time is condensed and precious, which is why I didn't really fancy walking or running 450 kilometers. And cycling, I just think it's an amazing way to sort of see parts of Africa. And I kind of feel like it's the bringing the flag from the sea to the summit. Everyone can carry that flag, and I think actually would be quite nice is that flag that we hold at the sea, everyone could maybe hold it and have it for a stage on Kilimanjaro, and then it really becomes a team effort.
Yeah.
So that when we put it on the summit, we can say that is the flag everyone's been holding.
It's
Amazing.
beautiful.
So,
and you're right, it's literally Sea Cycle Summit.
Yeah.
That's one lucky flag.
Yeah.
I might turn it into a dress and do a dance when you come back, chaps. So talking about this fantastic adventure, I want to hear some more about the training you're doing. We'll probably actually stick with you, Josh, because there's going to have to be a lot of cycling and swimming that you've been up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's become, training is in full flow. It has been probably from mid-August. It has felt quite relentless at times, but I'm broadly speaking doing sort of 5 to 6 days a week sort of training, basically swimming, cycling and running, and really just trying to build that fitness level and that base level of fitness. And I think from previous expeditions, it's about creating a sort of a bank of fitness that means that when you go and push it a little bit further, you've already starting from a further point. So
okay, that sounds sensible.
Yeah, swimming at the moment. I did a 2.5 kilometre swim last week, which felt actually okay, fairly comfortable. I ran out of time because I had to get back to work, so I would have carried on a little bit, but I know unfortunately, I've got to work. But I'm hoping by Christmas to have done the distance, and then it's just then maintaining it in January and trying not to have too many drinks over Christmas. And
it sounds like you've got a fantastic plan, and actually I think with training for anything you do need a plan. Yeah. Andrew Barton, I often see you on my phone when I'm on my socials, on my Instagram and everything else, looking all handsome coming out of a gym down by the sea. How's your training going? Do you feel like you're getting yourself ready for this?
Yeah, I do. I mean, as I say, I've run marathons a lot, so I understand kind of distance. I understand how to gauge myself and understand how to think about my breath and my breathing. There is power and strength in my legs from kind of all that running training through before. So I'm not overly worried. I've had to kind of start thinking about a bit more incline training. So I'm building that into my training as well. But generally I'm in a good place. And I think, for for me, physical training is about mental training as well, and emotional training, and that's why training is such a big part of my life. You know, I do something every single day, whether it's running, whether it's swimming, whether it's the gym, whether it's yoga, whether it's simple stretching in the bedroom floor. Do you know what I mean? I'm involved in something every day.
Yeah.
Part of that has been part of my own personal journey as I've got older in the aging process, that I want to be in my best physical health, because I know that puts me in my best mental and emotional health as well. So it's kind of a three kind of pronged attack. A very interesting thing that's happened for me just recently, and this wasn't connected, after 15 years of being vegetarian, pescatarian, I've started eating meat again.
Okay.
And that was just me listening to my own intuition and hearing myself that I was not getting enough protein in my diet.
Right.
No matter how many pulses I ate and fish, it just wasn't there. So, under some advice from a nutritionist, I decided to return to meat. Fuck me. The difference that it's made.
What, putting on muscle?
Oh my God,
muscle?
strength, resilience, muscle,
Yeah.
power, energy. And I almost felt it like from the first dish.
That's interesting.
There I mean, I'm being really careful where I eat, and I'm balancing it out during the week of 7 days in terms of diet plans.
Sure.
I've only screwed up once when I was in a hotel and I decided to have bacon and sausage that morning at breakfast table.
Oh, I think that's all right. Bit bacon and sausage,
No,
I love it.
my tummy paid for it.
Oh no.
Oh, funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
It just shows
so anything
you.
processed is kind of, I'm not kind of working that well with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm it's quite amazed me the difference that it's made to me in terms of the training preparation.
So
and I'm not
good
advocating that anybody should do
No,
one thing or
no.
another.
No.
It was my personal choice 15 years ago to stop eating meat for various reasons, and it's now my personal choice to start eating it again as
You
well.
can do whatever you want, Andrew Barton, honestly. And actually, well timed, because you're going to need all the power you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, even the next morning, the strength that I found.
It's marvellous, isn't it?
But I think that's the key, isn't it, as well? It's about listening to your body and listening to your own intuition as well.
Yeah, and as we go through aging processes, I mean, I'm in my 40s now, there's different things that change. I tell you what I can't handle, as much wine.
Yeah.
When I come to yours, we had a few gins. I was swaying in the street. My kids thought I was ridiculous because I came
there
home.
wasn't much tonic in that glass. It was mainly gin.
It was all, what was it, Bristol gin?
Plymouth gin, my favourite.
Yeah. Well,
Brilliant.
my good, I'll tell you what, don't just watch yourself if you ever go to Andrew Barton's for a gin.
Well, the official Christmas invite is coming out. We're having
Absolutely.
a soiree at our house on the 20th of
it.
December.
Love
So
it.
hopefully as many of the volunteers can
Fantastic.
come along as possible.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there. I might even dress as Mrs. Christmas. So, just to go over a couple more points with you, lovely chaps. I mentioned earlier we're doing a documentary. We're creating a documentary on the mountain. Now, it's very important that we collect stories and we kind of make a narrative so that this lives on forever. But as part of this filming, we're also going to create a Smiley Award video entry. Now, that's a charity competition where charities across the whole of the UK put forward a video. And as Josh knows, because you went to the premiere, didn't you, last year, at the O2 Arena, they're then nominated, finalists are invited to attend, and all these wonderful, wonderful videos are played. It's my dream, obviously from working at Kidscape and for being a champion and advocate of this climb and you all, is to win an award there. Because it's not just about the fundraising, it's about the awareness. So if we can create a piece of film that captures the hearts of hundreds of thousands through this, tick box again. Ding!
Absolutely.
Another incredible thing that we've done. So, Josh, actually, you had your friend, remind me of his name. Staton, lovely man, love Staton, created a film for you from your Antarctica expedition. And Kidscape put it through as an entry, and you were shortlisted, you were nominated, finalist, and you went and enjoyed it even. Tell me what it's like. What's the kind of vibe there? I've never been.
I mean, to be fair, I was completely sort of blown away. I mean, I came back from Antarctica with 12 hours worth of footage because Staton had basically asked me to film and he put it into this sort of 12-minute sort of highlight effectively, and it was fantastic for me to sort of see it again, but also to share with people. And it was great just going to the O2, and it was the perfect way to sign off from an amazing. Really, it had been a sort of building up for sort of 4 years, but at the last sort of 12 to 18 months had been so focused on this, and then coming back afterwards, doing the talks and raising money and sharing my story with kids and school visits, and it was the perfect way, in a way, for me to sort of sign off from that amazing project. And just seeing all the amazing, short films, clips, documentaries that have been entered, and the the inspiration and the sort of personal connection people had with each of their charities was fantastic, and it's great to and I think this why it's all going to be such a positive energy on that mountain, but it was a fantastic evening because everyone supporting everyone for these amazing causes and some amazing filming, and it'd be amazing to obviously go back again and fingers crossed could win it.
Oh yeah, no, we're going to win it. I'm not going to have it any other way.
Okay, good.
And I'm going to take my scissors on the mountain as well.
Perfect.
So here we go.
For the documentary, I could do a bit of haircutting.
What about the highest?
Do you know what it might
highest
be?
Haircut?
Highest haircut, it might be.
This is something we need to explore.
We need to explore this.
Yes.
Wow.
How many world firsts we can do?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Because you know what? We are breaking history here. We have created something from an idea, and there's this momentum and this drive. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it all.
All right, do you know what? On behalf of Josh and I and all the volunteers, you have made this. Bright Cause has made this.
Bless you.
You have dug so deep, Lucy, and you have pushed so hard to make everything happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are magic.
I'm the glue.
You are literally, the glue.
I'm the glue.
You're the energy. You've literally been incredible, and like Andrew, I mean, without you, this would not have come together. And it's just every turn, every possibility, you just keep on elevating and pushing and further. And it's, I feel, I've never felt so ready for an expedition, but to have all the support and be so prepared for me it's just been incredible.
We've had all the right parts, and I really do appreciate and value you saying that. And I have to be careful not to be one of the don't be silly people. Bless you. But we've got the Uncharted Summits team. Yeah. We've got the two ambassadors. Like, honestly, guys, we've got all the right parts for this, and it's been the most beautiful adventure of my life, my working life. For sure. And that's why when we are on that red carpet, because we're going to have a premiere of the documentary as well. And boys, you know that if it's going to be a premiere, I'm paying.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. And we can walk down that red carpet and we can see for that first screening of this documentary, and it is going to be a story of the ambassadors, and it's going to be a story of fighting against what happened in the past, getting together, supporting one another, raising £100,000 for a charity, and everybody's individual story within that story. That, I might even have a boo up. I might have a cry. It doesn't happen often. It depends if my mascara has gone bad that day or not. But it's all happening.
And I think as part of that documentary as well, it's going to be great for me to kind of do that chat that happens in the hairdressing chair.
Definitely.
Because people walk into a hairdressing salon, complete strangers, and start talking about their personal journey and their life. So I'm prepared to take the hairdressing gown, chuck it around somebody's shoulders and say, tell me about your split ends, but be quick, because I want to know why you're here on Kilimanjaro.
I know, and isn't that amazing? And actually, throughout your professional life, Andrew, goodness, I mean, I've read up on you, I've spoken, I've shared stories with you. You have had a really beautiful, bright, multicoloured career going right through, working with some really major celebrities, working in Harrods. You've been all over, haven't you? And those stories...
Been all over that.
He's been all over our Andrew. The stories that you've heard and the people's lives that you've touched and you've become close with. I know you've got loads of friends from your time working hairdressing. It's now your time to be on a crazy adventure and to have something to share and say back, isn't it? Whose hair are you most looking forward to doing at the top of that summit? Because we've got a few. I have heard that Anthea's going to be front of the queue.
Well, Anthea Turner is known for many things, and she's a bit of an icon for that hairstyle, isn't she?
Yes.
So there might be a bit of Anthea touching up.
Touch up Anthea at the top of Kilimanjaro.
I mean, the thing is, I do for the documentary. I do want everybody to tell me a little bit about their hair story, because everybody's got a hair story, whether you've got it or not, whether it's thick, fine, whatever colour it is. Everybody's got an emotion connected to the hair, good and bad. So I think that's going to be kind of really fun to kind of start off that conversation that way. But very quickly, I just want to know why people are on Kilimanjaro and why they're supporting such an incredible charity.
Do you know what? It's going to be so amazing to collect all of this. Honestly,
so
it's wonderful, isn't it?
He just better read the memo next time, though, and wear his T-shirt.
Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry.
yes.
I've been wearing.
I've got my T-shirt
I know.
on and everything.
I love it.
I've been wearing it in bed every night, and it's the one day I forgot to wear it to work.
Filth
Oh,
every night.
Oh, I'm glad he's not got it on. So, chaps, just before we wrap up for today, have you got any messages that you would like to share with anyone who's listening? I mean, we've got the documentary. I suppose this is a really good chance for us to say there are sponsorship opportunities available. If you wanted to get your business and your brand on the mountain, maybe you can't make the climb yourself, but perhaps you wanted to have some logos on coats, or you wanted to be part of this amazing campaign, you can get in touch with us and we can sort that out. Are there any final messages to maybe families maybe people who are listening who have got children who are experiencing bullying? Any final messages you'd like to share?
I think, for anyone that is, has got a child or, or someone going through bullying at the moment, I think hopefully what me and Andrew can kind of show is that there is a future, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and not to, sometimes it feels like everything's kind of coming down on you. And if I could tell, Josh as a 14-year-old boy, getting bullied and beaten every day, like, just hang in there because the future's bright.
Yes.
And I think, there's quite a good bright cause and everything. But I think the future is bright, and it is. And I suppose when I've gone into schools and tried to talk to kids, I want to try and inspire them to think of that light at the end of the tunnel. And hopefully this trip will just kind of give people that maybe can't be on the trip that kind of light and that kind of energy and that sort of aim. And actually, I've had lots of friends from all walks of life say, I want to be part of this. And actually, it surprised me, because some people say, yeah, sign me up to the next one. But then some people say, yeah, I'm in. And, from bumping into people on at work to, getting the odd message saying, oh, actually, I'm up for this. I mean, it has been incredible. And I think people watching this, it just shows, you just got to jump sometimes into the deep end. And, I'm really excited about the trip. I'm really excited about the family that we've kind of already been able to sort of build, taking us up to the summit.
It's lovely, and it's that shared purpose, that shared meaning again, and also that light in the future. And you can reflect on that, and you can also show where that light ends. And it's going to be on Kilimanjaro with a fantastic, amazing group of people who genuinely care. Yeah. And yourself, Andrew, any final words for our listeners?
We all know that the charity sector is threatened and challenged.
Yes.
Wherever charity is, and any listener, watcher of the broadcast will probably have a charity that they're deeply connected to already. But the incredible work that Kidscape does really does help to save lives. Yeah. And it's not just about the child that's being bullied or the young person, it's that extended family. And I think we, as ambassadors and everybody that's involved in this project, I'm getting teary in my voice, I can feel it now, is you're not alone. Yeah. Do you mean? And that's what Kidscape's there for, and that's why we're doing this.
Yes.
Beyond all the other personal reasons, we're doing it in aid of Kidscape, who do incredible work for children and young people.
Yeah. It's lovely. It's beautiful, Andrew. And I really do sincerely and genuinely, I will call you both friends. I mean, I'm constantly doing voice note. I'm like walking my dog, Andrew, no. And we're in each other's phones, we're in each other's thoughts, we're in each other's lives. It's something that started. It's not going to end, by the way, after Kilimanjaro. No. I'm just still going to be doing your voice notes. But I want to thank you both from the bottom of my heart for who you are, for having the vulnerability and care to share your story, because that's hard, okay? And for being part of something that has inspired so many other people. Sincerely, you two rock. I loves ya. I loves ya.
Thank you so much.
Bless you. Okay, well, we're going to try and end on a bit of a high. It's been amazing. I've had the ambassadors of Kidscape here today. You've been listening to BrightIAM. I'm Lucy Black, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.